were talking about the book. To sell the book, you need the marketing. To
Yeah.
sell the film, you need the marketing. So if you're listening and you have this incredible idea, or you think your life is supposed to be a film, you really need to think about who your audience is, how they are going to consume this, right? And
Mhm.
how you are going to market it to them. And you also have to have the money, guys. You need the money. You don't want to start shooting and then not have the money to complete sometimes.
No, that is the
I
worst. You
feel
have
like you
to
need
have
the
a full
money.
budget. Being a producer, you have to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
You have to be sales. I would be a much better and I think I'm a great producer, but I'd be a much better producer if I were a better salesperson.
Mm,
I hate the act of selling. I hate
no, me too.
pitching and selling, and I
Yeah, I
just
don't
feel
like
like
it.
it's so jazz hands and dancey and like, "Look, look."
I know. I can't even sell myself as a person. I'm like, "Hi, I'm
I
Jamie."
I because we're creatives too, and so as a creative and a writer, I'm very much in my head. I'm very much like, "These are my thoughts, and they are great, and why don't you appreciate them?" And as a producer, you can't be like that. You have to know the market. You have to know what's selling. You have to look at what's on TV right
Yeah.
now, when you have to know the trends. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, I was like, "Oh, verticals are gonna be hot." Like, I
Mhm.
just started looking and I saw a few things. This is before the Real Shorts app. And I started talking about it and telling people. Now, if I were a producer wanting to get into verticals, that's what I would have moved towards.
Mhm.
I knew thrillers and crime was hot. So I started directing. My first few things I directed were crimes and thriller projects because those are the ones I knew I would try to pitch independently. And I knew
Mhm.
that if they were selling, I could then show those numbers to my investors and say, hey, this is what's selling. This is what they're selling for. I want to do this. This is how much I want to do it for. It
Mhm.
has to make sense if you
It
are
does.
pitching something independently. So you have to be a salesperson. You have to follow the trends. Producers just have to be so smart and badass and a
Mhm.
lot of things that it
A
can
lot
get
of things. We wear a
exhausting.
lot of hats. And
Right.
I know some people listening may say, "Well, I got this project, I wanna produce it anyway." Go for it. Go for it. But if you want it to be successful, you're gonna need that backing
You're gonna
because the
need the back.
marketing is key and the money is gonna help.
So put the marketing budget in your budget.
Yes.
Put it in your budget. That was a hard lesson I didn't learn, and now I have learned.
Mhm.
Make it a substantial amount of your budget, and you can justify that to your investors. Now, mind you, if you're selling a project and pitching it to your your network, then whatever you get paid as a producer, isolate a little smart part of that out as marketing for yourself because
Yes.
you want to be able to get an article in Deadline or in Variety. So that means you got to get a publicist to be able to call them to get the article because the network isn't necessarily going to promote you or talk about you. They're going to talk about
Mhm.
the project. And so a lot of times producers get buried underneath their projects and nobody knows our names. And so we have to invest in ourselves as well.
Yes. The personal branding is very important. And I say that quite often here because if you're on that journey from unknown to known, you're not going to get known if you're not building that personal brand. And you need to be amplifying that personal brand everywhere you can